YouTube, I decided to do a part 2 to this just because my last video I couldn't get the back on and you really couldn't see exactly what I wanted to show you. So here is the engine 10 minutes later, and got my cans sitting everywhere, so I was still not prepared. Alright, so here is the engine, and it doesn't really, I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't want to turn over really well with the back on, which I need to investigate why it doesn't want to do that, because I mean, I can, oh, no, there we go, it was like stuck, but now it's broken free. I don't know what its problem is. So it's spinning now, and the back is on it, and I have to put, there's that mount I was talking about. Sits right there. I have a good bit of overhang. So basically I have to make another mount, which my grinder broke, if you don't already know. So I'm going to make another mount and put it on this side, so then it actually sits like this. It's going to sit straight like a go-kart engine. And then I'll go back over here to where I was. And I don't have any of the cams or the lifters. That's an empty crankcase other than the connecting rod. It's going to sit... Let me get a board first so I can represent it even better for you. Hardwood floor, anyone? Alright, so if it's going to sit like that, I'm going to need boards this way. This is my crankshaft gear to drive the cam. Don't need to lose that. Actually, I don't know what I'm doing here. Alright. So, there we go. A little bit closer every time. So it's going to sit like, probably in reality it's going to sit like this far out, at least. But it won't sit like that by itself, so just know that the depth of this flywheel, or the engine sits in it like let me get it lined up there. And I know that my holes, my stupid thing, I put it on the wrong side. I can't believe I did that. So it sits, and it goes in a little bit farther, but my valve's stopping me. It sits that far in it. So if you're looking on it head on, it's about half the engine is concealed inside the flywheel. The flywheel sits up like this on this side of the mount. The engine goes in the flywheel, and then the engine itself, which keeps cutting my hand, sits on this. And I won't have that board there. This is just so it will sit and show you. I'll have metal there. I have some stainless under the house, big sheet of it, and I'll cut a piece out. Now, so the flywheel is going to sit right here. I wish I had a bicycle wheel I could hold up and show you. So it's going to go like this. And then this flywheel has this little groove in it. That's why I like it and want to use it. That a lawnmower belt fits. So I can have a belt out here going to whatever I want down here or up here or over there or right under it. It doesn't matter. So I think I can get this mount to work. So I just got to brace it well. And then a lot of you saying that's not going to work. This thing weighs every bit of 50 pounds. It's going to flip the thing over. Yes, it is. So what I thought up is this is a lawnmower engine. It has the lawnmower blade mount is still under the house. It goes on there, and then I have a elaborate series of washers and sheet metal cut out to where it fits in this hole. And this was a round piece of semi-thick steel, so I used it. Plenty enough to hold it up. I've already tried it, but I mean it's strong enough to hold it up. So it mounts on there, and then I got this bolt sticking out. Now the bolt I just usually put washers on, but what I'll do instead of putting washers on, let me go show you with another thing so you can sort of understand. So I got this bolt sticking out. It gives me, only sticks out maybe, yeah, so here's my bolt. Pretend it's a socket. So I got maybe this much of the bolt sticking out, and then I got my head over here. What I'll do is get a bearing. This is not a bearing. It is a bearing, but it's not a bearing. It's a ball joint. So I'll just put a bearing on it, and then have a piece of, off that bearing, I'll put the bearing in just a piece of wood, press it in the wood, and then have the board coming down. So that's, you kind of got that. It goes in a bearing, and then that acts as my washer of the bearing. So then my piece of wood is going to sit. Wow, how did I do that? And I'll cut it off, obviously. Is going to sit over here. So I'll cut it off as low as I can. And then what I'll also probably end up doing is on this side all the way to that leg, and on this side all the way to that leg, just put some real thin wood. And then on the bottom, what I'll do, since this is off the ground, and the easiest way to show you it is slides under, I'll put another one, and then off of the one, like bolt this one on, and then off of that one, cut it off where I don't need it. Let me grab another one. Alright. Those will be thicker. These are hardwood floors. I'll use 2x4s. Have it bolted on and have a little triangle of wood right there. So everything's nice and sturdy, and I think it will hold it up just fine. Obviously make it as short and as non in the way as I can. And then have it, like I said, from right here, right there, to over here, have like a little triangle shape. And then my flywheel can sit in it. Obviously I won't go above where my flywheel sits. And I think my flywheel, it comes down roughly this far, so about halfway. So I won't have to put much, just like 2x4s. And those will be cross braces, and I'll have my big brace. And the board only has to be this tall. Well, actually, it would be about 3 inches shorter than that because it's sitting on this. Maybe closer to 2 inches. So really, it's only got to be this tall. That's about 2 feet, 3 feet maybe. So, that's the plans. And I've been working all day on this. And I'm tired of working. So I think I'm going to go eat some dinner. Call it quits.